faster changes with Nicola. And today we're going to be doing some tapping, some self-havening. Our topics are releasing the blocks for joy and releasing anything that's blocking you from emotional freedom. So those are our two topics today. Let's start out with some gratitude. And I am grateful that I got to the gym already, did my workout, and it's done because it feels like I've already won the day just by getting that done. So share in the comments what you are grateful for. And then we're going to get started with a little bit of tapping and releasing. Like I said, our topics are joy and emotional freedom. So those are two really good topics. Now, if you're here or you are here, I'd like you to give that thumbs up button a click, please, because you're already here, so you may as well, and it helps my channel grow. Like and follow this channel, and you'll know when I release videos or when I do live streams. Kathy, welcome. It's great to see you. You are grateful you have a day to do as you choose. Aren't those awesome days, right? Those are wonderful. Welcome, Debbie. Great to have you here. So who's ready to do some tapping to release anything that's blocking you from, let's start with emotional freedom. So I think if we start with emotional freedom and then move into joy, we're going to have a better result with joy because you're going to create some emotional freedom for joy. The aiming question is 0 to 10. How much emotional freedom do I feel like I have right now? 10 being, hey, you're totally free. 0 being you've got a lot of stuff to declutter before you can experience that thing called emotional freedom. Grateful for a no appointment day. I call those time freedom days, Debbie. I love time freedom days. Nothing on the calendar. I get to choose. So those are fantastic. So share in the comments where you're at with emotional freedom, 0 to 10. Are you feeling completely emotional free, or do you have some stuff to declutter before you can get to emotional freedom? Support studio, phenomenal, a 10, and welcome. Grateful for having the gym to yourself. Isn't that fun when you don't have to wait for any of the equipment? I love that. Debbie is at a 6. I am also at a 10 today, which is nice. I'll take it. We'll see if anything changes. So once again, let's start with our tapping. Feel your fingers, and you can repeat after me. I release and let go of all the things that get in the way between me and emotional freedom. However I produce them inside, I let them go. Whoever I learned these patterns from, I still let them go. Wherever they came from, whatever the experiences were, I let them all go all at once now. I give myself permission to let a little bit go today so that I can experience more emotional freedom. Good job. Squeeze your wrist. Take a nice deep breath in and relax it out. Say peace. Give yourself a smile. Good job. You're doing something great for yourself by being here and joining in. Now you can start some self-havening, some soothing, relaxing, gentle self-havening. Chill bumps, really good, Kathy. Something's shifting. And Debbie and Kathy were both at a 6. Let's add some affirmational statements here. What if emotional freedom is closer than I realize? What if just following along with Nicola is helping me declutter my emotions? What if I continue that decluttering and create more emotional freedom? What if I include tapping and self-havening every day so that I do a little bit of emotional decluttering daily? What if I'm feeling more emotional freedom already? All right, let's check in 0 to 10. How much emotional freedom are you experiencing now? So mine's moved up to a 10 plus. Just notice what it is for you. Share in the comments. And then we'll do another round of tapping to let go of anything that's blocking you from having some emotional freedom. Support Studio 11, fantastic. Kathy moving up to an 8 is great. That's a nice little jump. Torian, welcome and happy day after your birthday. I hope you had an amazing birthday. And Debbie, so Torian's at a 6, Debbie moving up to a 7. Been having brain fog all week and it's feeling clearer now. That's some decluttering, that's for sure. Good job. So everybody tap, repeat after me. I release and let go of all the clutter that's between me and emotional freedom. Wherever it came from, I let it go. Whoever I learned to be cluttered like this from, I can let it go now. Oh, don't want to tap on the microphone. I give myself permission to declutter those negative emotions and create my own emotional freedom today. That's right. Feel the fingers. You could wiggle your toes, squeeze your wrist, take a nice deep breath in, relax it out. Peace. Good job. We're going to do a tongue twister. Let's see. You can start your self-havening once again. And I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. Where she sits, she shines, and where she shines, she sits. I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. Where she sits, she shines, and where she shines, she sits. I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. Where she sits, she shines, and where she shines, she sits. Tongue twisters are a fantastic pattern interrupt. Give me an emoji if you did the tongue twister out loud. And then we're going to check in again. So 0 to 10. How much emotional freedom do I feel now? So mine's a 10 plus plus. Moving on up. That's a good thing. Look at that. Lots of people joined in with the tongue twister. Good job. Debbie moving up to an 8. Support Studio is up at a 12, which that's about where I am as well. So that's excellent. Good job, everybody. Awesome. Now let's tap and go again. So just notice what gets in the way between you and emotional freedom. Maybe there's a thought from the peanut gallery. Maybe it's an I can, an identity statement, whatever it is, just notice and then stop noticing and focus on your fingertips tapping. Be present with the tapping and say, I release and let go of all the things I trade emotional freedom for. The price is too high and it's no longer worth it. I just let it all go. Whatever it is, I'm safe as I let it go now. I give myself permission to declutter and create emotional freedom now. Feel those fingers. Good job. You can squeeze that wrist again. Take a nice deep breath in. And then relax it on out. Peace. Okay, you can resume self-havening. That gentle, soothing touch that relaxes your nervous system, produces delta waves in the brain, allows you to make some really nice changes. Let's add those affirmational statements. What if emotional freedom is a choice? What if I do a little tapping and self-havening every day to increase my emotional freedom? The more I do those things, the faster I feel emotional freedom. Okay, let's check it again. 0 to 10. How much emotional freedom am I experiencing now? So mine's moving up still. 10 plus, 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 which is good. I'll keep it. Kathy moving up to a 10, which is outstanding. Let's see where everybody else is, what incremental changes up. Support Studio and I are right in tandem there. Same thing. Very good. Good job, everybody. We're going to do another round of tapping and see where we end up. And then we're probably going to pivot into joy. We'll see. It depends on how close everybody is, but it looks like everyone's moving up nicely. 9.5 for Debbie. Good job. Okay, so let's tap again. Feel your fingers. Now you could use your non-dominant hand if you want. I'm going to stick with my dominant hand because I don't want to hit the microphone. So I release and let go of whatever's left that used to block me from emotional freedom. The keys to my own freedom are at my fingertips. I release and let go of whatever's left that could block me, did block me, or would block me in the future. I let it all go. I give myself permission to create even more emotional freedom now. Feel those fingers. You can wiggle those toes. That's right. Squeeze the wrist. Take a nice deep breath in. And relax it on out. Peace. Give yourself a smile once again. You're doing something great for yourself by joining in and doing these little exercises. Okay, we're going to do another, I spy a kitty cat. Someone's sneaking out of my storage room. We're going to do another tongue twister here. Let's see. You could start your self-havening and say, which wristwatches are Swiss wristwatches? Which wristwatches are Swiss wristwatches? Which wristwatches are Swiss wristwatches? Give me an emoji in those comments if you did that along with me. That was a good one. I like the wristwatch ones. I wish to wash my Irish wristwatch is another good one if you want to save up on your tongue twisters and collect them. Good job, Support Studio. And let's do the aiming question again. We're going to check in and see where we ended up with creating emotional freedom. So 0 to 10, how much emotional freedom am I experiencing now, or have I created now? Yep, mine went up another one. So that's really good. Nice little positive incremental changes. You don't have to get to a 10. You just want to create that momentum towards it. So that's perfect. All right. So Support Studio and Kathy and Torian and Debbie all did the tongue twister. Outstanding. I'm glad you liked that one, Debbie. So we're up to, Debbie is at an 11, Torian almost there at a 9. That's outstanding. Check in when we do joy and see if it changed a little bit more when you come back to revisiting emotional freedom. And Kathy's at a 10.5. Excellent, everybody. Fantastic. So we're going to shift to tapping for joy, which is really fun. Now, if you're here and you haven't already, give that like button a thumbs up for me because you're here. You may as well. It's easy. Now, let's do the aiming question. 0 to 10. How much joy am I experiencing now? Notice. Mine's way up there, 10 plus plus. But I'm happy to be here. I'm really happy my workout is done. And I'm happy I'm going to go see my cousins this weekend in Utah. So how does it get even better than that? We're going to tap in a moment and release anything that's blocking you from experiencing joy. So Support Studio 7, nice place to start. Let's see if we can pick it up. Debbie's coming in at a 7. Very good. It always makes me, it's just interesting when our numbers come in at the same numbers. I find that so interesting. I don't know why. It's just a thing. Kathy's at a 9. Excellent, because Kathy's got time freedom today. So, all right. Now tap. Feel your fingers and repeat after me. I release and let go of anything that blocks my joy. Wherever it came from, however I knew it was there, whoever I've been acting like, I let it all go, all at once now. I give myself permission to make it easy to connect with joy today. Feel those fingers. Good job. Squeeze the wrist. Take a nice deep breath in. And relax it out. Good job. Okay, time to start some soothing self-havening. Get to relax. Maybe bring your shoulders back, drop them away from your ears. These little things that tell the body that you're feeling good, confident, relaxed. And what if joy is closer than I realized? What if it's easy to connect with things that make me feel joy? What if I look around and see signs of joy all around me? What if I release anything that blocks me from feeling joy? A little each day with some tapping and some self-havening. What if that makes it easier to connect with my inner joy? All right, let's check in again. 0 to 10. How much joy am I feeling now? Mine's still 10 plus plus, which is good. And we're going to see where everybody else is. You can put it in the comments. Kathy, 10 joy is one of the things you, oh, that's funny. You got there before us. Good job. Excellent, in fact. Support studio moving up to an 8 is great. That is awesome. And Torian is at a 6. Room for improvement, which is what we're going to do with some more tapping. Debbie, 8.5. Awesome. Good job. Now, remember, shift your focus as you tap. Imagine putting the brain on pause for a moment. You don't need to attach to your thoughts or your day or the to-do list or any of it. Just put it on pause and feel the fingers. And say, I release and let go of everything I trade joy for. I release all the worries, any blaming and complaining, maybe even excuse making. Wherever that shows up in my life, I now lovingly release and let it go. Don't hit the microphone, Nicola. I give myself permission to make connecting with joy easy now. Feel those fingers. Squeeze your wrist. Take a nice deep breath in. And relax it out. Peace. Good job. Give yourself another smile. And then we're going to resume some self-havening. We'll do another tongue twister. How about if two witches were watching two watches, which witch is watching which watch? If two witches were watching two watches, which witch is watching which watch? If two witches were watching two watches, which witch is watching which watch? Watch. Good job. Let me have an emoji if you did that tongue twister. And then we're going to aim again. So 0 to 10. How much joy am I feeling now? Or how joyful am I feeling now? Mine is 10 plus plus plus. So an incremental change, which was good. Support studio, Kathy and Torian all did the tongue twister. Excellent job. Torian, who moved up to an 8, is great. And support studio is at a 9.5. I messed up the last word, Debbie. They're funnier when you mess them up. They take a lot of focus and concentration, so it's a great trance breaker if you get it right. But if you mess it up, it's just an even better trance breaker. Welcome slash and 6-7 slash. Awesome. Trying to remember if that's, I think you told me who you are, but I'm not sure. Welcome. And Kathy 12, good job. Fantastic. So we're going to go again. Just notice where you are. Notice anything that's blocking you from feeling joyful. Peanut gallery, comments, excuses, blaming, complaining, whatever it is. Just observe it and then put it on hold. Now, feel your fingers and repeat after me. I release and let go of all the things that have been stealing my joy, robbing me blind, taking up my attention and focus, and I let it all go. I give myself permission to change my focus, to release the things that block me. What if it's getting easier to do that now? What if a little every day, a little tiny bit of tapping every day makes a huge difference? I give myself permission to make joy unconditional now. Feel the fingers, squeeze your wrist, Take a nice deep breath in and relax it out and say peace. I have a doggy whining outside the office door in case anyone starts to hear that. Those little dulcet tones of Angel being demanding, but he's just gonna have to wait until after the live stream to come in my office. Okay, so my dog is distracting me, so I forgot where I'm at. Are we aiming and tapping? We just did tapping. So we should be doing informational statements now, right? Thank you. I got there, Support Studio, but I appreciate that. It was a little harder. All right, what if I could remember where I was even when the dog is whining? What if it's becoming easier for me to find joyful feelings inside? What if everywhere I look is a reason to feel joyful? What if I'm doing some really significant emotional decluttering today? What if, in doing the emotional decluttering, I create more space for joy and emotional freedom? Good job. All right, we're going to check again now. 0 to 10, how joyful am I feeling now? Mine is still 10 plus plus plus. So I'm pleased with that. Good feeling. Angel's gotten a little quieter, so that's not bad. Let me see in the comments where you're at. How are the incremental changes happening for you? Debbie's up at a 10. That's awesome. Sport Studio 10.5. Excellent. Good job. Slash almost there. 8, 9.5. Getting there. And my cat is rubbing on the stand because she wants attention too. It's the four-legged creature time, I guess. Everybody wants some attention. Good job. So we're going to do some more tapping, and then we're going to see where we end up today. Excellent, Torian, up to a 9. Beautiful. Feel those fingers and repeat after me. I release and let go of whatever's left that could block me from feeling joyful. However, I knew it was there. I let it go. Whoever I've been acting like, I let it go. Wherever this came from, any past experiences, I let them all go all at once now. I give myself permission to feel joyful and to let it be easy. Feel the fingers, wiggle your toes. Now squeeze your wrist. Take a nice deep breath in. And relax it out. Say peace. Beautiful. Let's check in and see where we're at here now. And we're going to see where we ended up. So 0 to 10, how joyful am I feeling now? So mine's moved up 10 plus, 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 plus. So really good. I'm pleased with that. Let me see in the comments how much it's moved up for you. Now, if you didn't get to a 10 for emotional freedom, you can also go back and check again and see if it's changed, because typically that fact that you continue tapping, it continues changing, even outside of your conscious awareness and maintenance. So slash 9.5, almost there, so close. That's awesome. Good job, everybody. Kathy, up to a 13. That's beautiful. Debbie, good. 10.5 and more inner calm. Nice. It's amazing how that stuff works. And thank you, Support Studio. That was going to be my next thing. My next collateral changes tap along is this Tuesday, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. You can join in and change a memory with me. Changing memories changes your life. It creates freedom because we just recycle our memories and we end up re-experiencing them over and over until we release them. So in collateral changes, I work with 3 volunteers to release memories, and everybody joins in and taps along to create their own borrowing benefits. Once again, if you're here and you haven't clicked that like button, click it because you're here. And Follow the channel so that you can be notified whenever I post videos. All right. Thanks for joining me in creating more emotional freedom and joy, because everyone you engage with is going to feel those changes as well. So go and have an amazing day. Have a beautiful weekend, and I'll be back next week. Thank you, Support Studio. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Kathy. You too, Debbie. Bye, everybody.